Edu TV across the world, in the first education channel, and in our favorite program, Schools, Universities, and Corporate Connect. This is your host, Pranav Thakurta from Edu TV, New Delhi, India. Today, we are in our prestigious program, the Vice Chancellors Roundtable. Our guests today are Professor Raghuveer Singh, Vice Chancellor, Tirthankar Mahavir University, Moradabad. Professor Raj Singh, Vice Chancellor, Jain University, Bangalore. Professor G. Raghurama, Vice Chancellor, DIT University, Dehradun. Dr. Madhuri Parthi, academic leader and education strategist. And our moderator is a young girl, Aparna Mitra. Over to you, Aparna.
Okay, it is Birmingham City University. I did my MBA many years ago and I'm not young. I'll just do a quick introduction of what we are going to talk about today. It is about curriculum reforms, and we have been already introduced to the esteemed panel that we have. Just to kind of give a start to this show, I'll share a small experience of my own, and hopefully that would be a little bit of a catch point for you to progress with your comments. This is my personal experience. I studied bachelor's here, master's here in India. I was a economics graduate, and then I started to work, and in a couple of years somebody advised me to take a course in MBA in management, and I chose to go to the UK to do my management studies. And already being a postgraduate, I thought, it would be something of a breeze for me, and I would be able to kind of do the course pretty easily. But I felt that I was thrown in the deep end, not because the course was difficult, but it was completely different. The way the courses were delivered to us, the teacher and taught relationship, everything was different. But the learning curve, although was steep for me, it was extremely fruitful. And what that 1 year did to me in terms of my academic transformation, I could not achieve that in my 17 years of education here in India. And that's where I feel that this is a great opportunity for people to kind of listen to comments from what professionals in academia feel passionately about here in India in terms of making reforms that they truly wish to. And maybe, this could create some sort of a momentum in actually opening up a wider discussion. So what I would do is I would welcome each one of you to speak for 5 minutes in the beginning, and while the speaker is on note, I'd request others to be on mute. And then once everyone's done, we'll open up the floor for an open discussion. We'll start with
Dr. Raj Singh.
Dr. Raj Singh, thank you.
Thank you, Pranav, and thank you, Aparna, for that initial comment, which really sets the tone for what the discussion is likely to be. In India, the context for curriculum development or curriculum reforms has been set by the National Education Policy. And I won't be wrong if I say that it was set much before, when the evaluation reforms for higher education institutions were announced in November 2019, where first time it was almost made mandatory to design curriculum and outcome-based education framework. NEP 2020 was just a reinforcement, and NEP simply says that the curriculum has to be multidisciplinary, flexible, and outcome-based. I think these three keywords define the contours of what a curriculum should be like. I'll mainly delve upon the issues in higher education, but forgive me if I touch upon schools in between, because that's something which I have also been working in for a long time. Before I look at the issues involved in curriculum design, I must confess that in India, we often find ourselves lacking even in terms of clarity on the semantics. For example, multidisciplinarity, interdisciplinarity, and transdisciplinarity are often used interchangeably, which they're not. The understanding of the semantics will further clarify what a teaching learning method should be, whether you call it pedagogy or andragogy, and not to forget about the assessment scheme, which is directly linked to the curriculum design, which often don't consider as a part of the curriculum. Multidisciplinarity, many of the universities in India have, whoever have more than one domain, as far as the programs are concerned, they can be legitimately called multidisciplinary. But I think almost negligible institutions at universities in India are whether interdisciplinary or transdisciplinary. I'll take 30 seconds in giving my understanding about it. Multidisciplinarity means studying courses from different domains without necessarily any interaction between them. Interdisciplinarity happens when there's integration, when the frameworks, the philosophies, the concepts and frameworks from each other are implemented in absolutely another domain. And transdisciplinarity means when you start using these interacting domains to solve the real life problems. I think that again sets the perspective what kind of curriculum we should be having. Teaching in silos, which happens in most affiliated colleges in India because they are mostly single discipline. Still, we find that teaching more is considered to be good teaching, which it is not. The number of hours and the quantity of teaching should give way to perhaps less teaching and teaching which develops new perspectives. Because quantity of teaching has not helped us, it will definitely not help in the times to come. Because in the years to come, we'll find that most of the jobs which we have today will disappear, new jobs will appear, and even the ones which remain will change significantly. Curriculum is also based on the premise that in today's context, acquiring knowledge, skills, and values is more important than the mode of acquiring them. It's not necessarily through lecture-based teaching or a particular A or B kind of method. The draft national curriculum framework, which was, I think, issued for public debate a couple of months ago, talks about three-dimensional curriculum, which any institution should have. One axis represents the academic credits, the second one skill credits, and the third one experience-based credits. Now, while students have been learning through experience for a long time in India, but unfortunately, our assessment system has not captured that. Many times you must have heard about the complaint from the parents, students, and even teachers that students who are the top graders are not necessarily the most employable. And sometimes the students whom we label as unqualified are more employable than those top graders. It is precisely because of the fact that our assessment and grading system does not capture the learning which takes place other than the classroom. We are not used to that, in fact. And therefore, assessment scheme or evaluation has to be an integral part of the curriculum. We also need to understand that curriculum is not simply the contents or list of topics to be taught. It's much more than that. It represents a common thread which starts from what I want to achieve as a course teacher or as a program or as an institution, and then end at assessment scheme and very constructive feedback being given. It's something like signal capturing all through the journey, which doesn't happen in Indian context. We keep strictly academic credits to give the grades and the label to the students. I also believe that we are too prescriptive in our approach, and we do not give time for students for independent thinking. And I think that's the major difference you must have found, Aparna, when you went to UK, wherein it is not a strictly defined kind of framework within which you are made to work. You are given a problem and thrown like in the sea, and then you swim or sink. But of course, there is some teacher there to help you in case you tend to sink kind of thing. So I think we were too prescriptive, and the time has come where we need to give independence to our students, and they will surprise us by doing things beyond our imagination. We need to understand that education is more like a climate control and not spoon feeding at every stage that this is the only way to do. Idea is to develop multiple perspectives. We need to make teachers and students comfortable with human-machine interaction. And I think technology can at best be an enabler, but instruction design cannot be substituted by anything else. In fact, technology is also being used in a big way to find information and knowledge about the history, what we popularly call as Indian knowledge system, which is an integral part of teaching learning process, as far as the recommendations of national education policy are concerned. Pranav, I remember in one of the discussion with your channel some time back, which was titled as Life is Beautiful. I had mentioned that why shouldn't this film be made mandatory as a curriculum of senior secondary schools as well as higher education? Because today, more than ever before, there's a need to produce graduates with strong emotions who can withstand the pressures of changing environment, and this change is going to be only and only faster. Swami Vivekananda once said that all the powers in the universe are already ours. It's only we who put hands in front of eyes and say it is completely dark. I think national education policy has removed those hands. And for the first time in the history, regulatory body says that you decide what you want to teach and how you want to teach. The key tenets, therefore, of the curriculum should be, I'll summarize with that and wait for the next opportunity. It makes the curriculum a T-shaped curriculum, which is most suitable for us, whereas depth and breadth both have to be emphasized. Depth means the core course is going deeper and deeper in terms of applications. You must have seen starting from first semester to the last semester, course titles are the same, but treatment is absolutely different. Whereas pathways and specializations will take a group of courses to give it completeness. And then there are kinds of courses. Kinds of courses would be from more concrete to more abstract courses, where it's reflections, it's thought process which you develop, sometimes may sound philosophical, but they're very, very important part of the curriculum. They could be segmented or cumulative. I think the very course titles you must have seen are given differently. Here we're very specific about the title that it should reflect the contents, but we can't combine 2-3 courses into one and give integrative kind of titles. I think the time has come again for this. And of course, the complexity, all these 3-4 perspectives bring to the table should be considered in curriculum design. In sum, a curriculum should be so designed that it expands the learning opportunities for the students. Traditionally, we have restricted the opportunity for the students, and therefore the learning outcomes are not achieved. So I'll stop here.
Yeah, I would, your comments kind of pop up a memory. This is the first day of our operations management class. Professor Tony Birch, my most favorite professor, he asks us to do an assignment. So we have had no class yet, no lectures, and we are handed an assignment. And it is about business innovation and operations. And he says, give us ideas, don't think out of the box, think that there is no box. So there was nothing that we had as a starting point or reference. We had to just hit the library and get into discussions and gather information from experiences of other colleagues. So it was an absolutely amazing experience. It was like we are sitting in a corporate conference room. So very different.
watching EduTV.
Keep watching EduTV.
Keep watching EduTV.
Please keep watching EduTV.
Keep watching EduTV.
Keep watching EduTV.
Keep watching EduTV. And keep watching EduTV.
Keep watching EduTV.
Keep watching EduTV.
Keep watching EduTV. Keep watching EduTV. Keep watching EduTV. Thank you.
I am Harshini Sudarshan. I am a grade 12 student studying at Delhi Public School, Bangla East. For those of you who are watching, at EduTV, we are having a program where we conduct talks and interviews between students and university outreach heads in order to find out more about the colleges that we want to join in and what these colleges and universities are offering to us.
I would like to ask you this that, like, as Shamsa said, that it was just the beginning of CS at this time. So, how have you come into CS, or like, what made you think that you should pursue CS at that point of time? That time.
Okay, so I think I came into computer science accidentally because in 1994, when I wanted to, pursue my engineering, so I had a very good rank. In those days, the number one rank was not computer science, it was electronics.
EduTV is also having a taster program, and some of you may know what it is. It is just to get a taste of college life.
Good morning. I am Chaya Khanna, Principal Scholars Home School. I would like to express my gratitude to Pranav for giving this opportunity to our class 12 students to visit Graphic Era. I'm sure our children will know of the many avenues that they are not aware of.
My name is Eda Gopala and I'm from Scholars Home. And I thought it was quite an enriching experience. I really liked the campus and the workshop facilities.
So students are taken on a visit to the university or the college premises to get a taste of what is actually college life in those three or four crucial college years of your life. So you get to know about placements, job opportunities, careers of the future, what the college or the university has to offer to you, how campus life is in general.